All right, here's case file 3. Truck A is driving through an intersection when it hits car B. Car B was making a left-hand turn when it heard the truck's horn and slammed on the brakes, skidding 10 meters before the collision. All right, so I have two cars going towards each other. Car B slams on the brakes and goes 10 meters, is still moving, and then crashes. Okay. After the crash, both vehicles move in the direction the truck had been going. Okay, so car B that braked is going to go backwards. And they both skid to a stop. Truck A ends 5 meters from the collision, and car B ends 35 meters from the collision. The road was wet, which resulted in a low coefficient of kinetic friction, 0.4. It is suspected that truck A was speeding before the collision. Was she? All right. So here's a picture of what happened there. Car A was going this way. Car B was going this way. Slammed on the brakes for 10 meters. Then they collided. Then they both went this way. A went 5 meters. B went 35 meters. All right. Here's how I would solve this. This one's tricky. Step 1. Find the acceleration. And then use the final velocity of 0 and the x of 35 meters to solve for this initial velocity. This initial velocity will be the final velocity up here. We'll use it again later. Step 2. Do some friction stuff using 0 meters per second and 5 meters to find the velocity before the braking. The velocity of A before the braking will be equal to the velocity of A after the crash. We'll use it again later. Here's the big hint. The driver of car A says that they were not speeding, that they were going the speed limit. Let's pretend they're telling the truth. So we're going to pretend that we know what this velocity is. Speed limit. All right. Now using conservation of momentum for this section, we can solve for the velocity of B right before the crash. The velocity of B right before the crash is going to be the final velocity of B after the braking for 10 meters. Now solve for how fast B was going before they slammed on the brakes. Now look at that number. Does that number make any sense? If it does make sense, then it's possible that car A was going the speed limit. But if that number makes no sense, then that might mean that A is lying. And then you'll have to figure out if A was going faster or slower than the speed limit, based on what you think this number is. All right, one last hint. In this problem, positives and negatives are really, really important. So make sure you're keeping track of them. All right, that said, go.